Hello, this is the Harboring Light. I'm Mary. I give a conservative take about the world around me. So social media, along with Substack, email, all of those things will be provided for you. So I'm going to run down a list of some of the audio platforms for podcasts that I'm on, and then I'm expanding on to be on all of the podcast platforms. So Audible, Amazon Music, Spotify for podcasters, Overcast, Pocket Cast, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, just to name a few. Ratings are greatly important. So on those podcast platforms that I just mentioned, please give me a rating. Be greatly appreciated, and it can help develop and grow the podcast and to know the direction and what you like, what you don't like, and all of those things are greatly appreciated. And also, email is greatly encouraged to get in contact with me, questions, comments, concerns. All right, so this episode is so to speak, it'll be broken up in parts. I'll continue it on Wednesday, but it is centered around urban legends, why and the reasons for this. And I think that it is a good idea to start out with the explanations why these things happen. Hold on, baby girl. Why these things happen and why urban legends come to be, to explain and set the forefront for the part of what I'm going to talk about in July about urban legends. Oh, it's okay, sweetie baby. Oh. Yeah. All right, so here we go. And to add on to this, to what I was saying in my intro, I think it's quite interesting, the whole aspect of urban legends. It helps to, I think, give a focal point to the morals and the fears and the aspects and social commentary about the world in which we live in, and the heightened aspects of fear, hysteria in it, and along with the practical aspects that can be interlaced in urban legends is quite interesting, and how it tells these tales or these situations and a fact that is beyond supernatural or horrific, which can be centered around a lot of the cases that happen with urban legends, to the aspects of what I'm leading towards of that it could possibly happen if you look closely enough, and then how it spans on to theories and the aspects of commentary about society and pop culture, for instance, leaking into television, movies, and so on, in all these aspects, and even the aspects of podcasts and this day and time, focusing in on the understanding of urban legends. And I think it's the people who do it right, particularly with podcasts, as a catapult to end on this couple thought, so to speak, that when it's done right, podcasts can be the vocal point in a new era of radio and information. And when you get into the aspects of taking the detailed time and have the forethought knowledge and the aspect of the thirst of knowledge of finding out all these information, it can truly be interesting in order to understand the aspects of urban legends, or the aspects of learning in general. Okay, here we go. So the origins and characteristics. Urban legends typically combine secondhand narratives, such as those heard from a friend of a friend, with contemporary settings and familiar everyday objects, such as shopping malls or automobiles. Similar to older traditional folk tales and legends, urban legends spread throughout word of mouth, but are increasingly shared through print, digital, and social media. They occur in cultures worldwide, featuring common plots and themes with minor differences, reflecting local knowledge and cultural morals. Although many urban legends are told for their shock value or humor, folklorists believe that urban legends reflect the anxieties and beliefs in modern society, such as fears related to technology or crime. Thus, they hold an important place in the study and collection of folklore as older traditional tales. The term urban legend began appearing in folklore studies in the mid-20th century, and it was used to describe the genre of modern too good to be true stories shared through oral accounts. The phrase was popularized in 1981 with the publication of The Vanishing Hitchhiker, an American urban legend, and their meanings. A book by American folklorist Jan Harold Bruner Band. The title of the collection refers to one of the most well-known urban legends, that of a person traveling in a vehicle, usually a car, who meets a mysterious hitchhiker. The latter certainly vanishes and is subsequently discovered to have been a ghost. The story of the vanishing hitchhiker is the epitome of an urban legend in both its being widely shared through oral tellings and its contemporary elements, such as the modern form of transportation. As with other urban legends, the vanishing hitchhiker has many variants that differ based on local details. Urban legends are also typically by short, neat plots that involve a series of odd events or unlikely coincidences, followed by a twist ending. Folklorists distinguish between urban legends and rumors, gossip, misinformation, hoax, and conspiracies. To add on to this, conspiracy theories, most of which lack the urban legend telltale narrative structure. Prevalent themes in urban legends include technology, business and industry, crime, medicine and disease, and or fast food, with the essence of contaminated food. To add to this, the aspects of anthrax and stuff throughout. You had to be from a certain generation, particularly the 90s to the 2000s, I think even earlier than that, to about the widespread tales and myths and legends around that things being dust as far as anthrax on envelopes and all of this nature. So one example about that, and contaminating things, foods, all these things around that. Disasters, doppelgangers, or mistaken identities, and celebrities, as well as traditional themes of death, sex, and money. Unlike traditional folk tales, which are generally associated with rural pre-literature societies, or with stories told by the very old to the very young, urban legends are shared and believed by people of all ages, classes, professions, and educational levels. And I think it's quite interesting about the doppelganger effect, that somehow all of us are lineaged with another person that is us. And if we meet each other, which is the essence of a doppelganger, that would be the demise of the good person's fate, and the vice versa. The good person might be the evil doppelganger to the person who's really good. It's very interesting, all these things that are in lineage of urban legends. Hold on just a minute, baby. So, media and entertainment. With the invention of the internet, urban legends have become more frequently shared online through chain emails, social media posts, and video sharing websites. And when I was a kid, chain letters were a prevalent thing, where if you got a chain letter and if you didn't answer it, it was considered bad luck not to do it. All these things that were centered around it. So, some websites such as Snopes were created specifically for investigating and debunking urban legends. Numerous urban legends have provided the basis for films, novels, short stories, and radio or television shows, video games, and comic books, especially in the horror genre. Full-length dramatizations of an urban legend include When a Stranger Calls of 1979. And these things that I'm mentioning, I will get to those after I start out with the urban legend of the Tootsie Pop. And this will begin next month in July. In 1985, English horror writer Clive Barker published The Forbidden, a short story about a graduate student who investigates urban legends in Liverpool and conjures up supernatural forces in a decrepit house estate. In 1992, the story was transferred to Chicago in a horror classic, The Candyman, which explores the elements of racism and classism in many urban legends, which led to the reboot that Jordan Peele did. Urban legends about media are as common as urban legends told through media, such as the many tales about ghosts unexpectedly appearing in the background of movie scenes and photographs, or the hidden satanic or hidden messages that can be detected in rock or pop songs when played backwards. Likewise, urban legends abound about notorious incidents or mistakes, identities involving celebrities, despite the lack of any documented evidence that would prove they occurred. In the 20th century, the popularity of various storytelling, festivals, and podcasts attests to the continuing interest in urban legends. Research on urban legends is likewise ongoing through academic studies and consequences, such as the International Society for Contemporary Legend Research, founded in 1988, and its peer-reviewed journal Contemporary Legend, published annually since 1991. Alright, so this reaches the end of the Harboring Light. So on Wednesday, I'm going to continue this out, and I'm going to talk about, from a scientific perspective, so to speak, about the aspects of urban legends. And also feel free, questions, comments, concerns, feedback about your personal thoughts on urban legends, your experience, just in general, what do you think about urban legends and the contributions that it has on society. And then on next week, I'm going to explore the aspects about folklore and how that originated and why that is a thing. All right. Tune in, turn up, and definitely, absolutely take care out there. So, on to Charted Waters. See you soon.